So we're hiring. Guide Realty is looking for full-time real estate professionals. Average work time about 40 hours a week. Schedule varies, some mornings, some evenings. Starting salary between $72,000 and $108,000 a year. What kind of candidate would be ideal? That ideal candidate will be driven, hardworking, dedicated to building a long-term business. Daily activities include creating and maintaining a database of potential clients, setting and tracking sales goals, tracking and managing your own expenses, making proactive prospecting calls, visits, personal contacts, listing appointments, buyer appointments, property showings, marketing properties, negotiating contracts, coordinating inspections, and managing transactions. Also, you're required to develop and implement a system of regular contact to follow up with your clients and your leads. All these things are activities that you'll be doing 40 hours a week and guaranteeing a salary of $72,000 to $108,000 a year. Would you be willing to take this job if it's available? Would you hire yourself? What we're talking about today is the right mindset. Our foundation series is going to be building the foundation to a strong business. And our first session this month will be about the right mindset. And what I want everyone to do is think about that. If you can make this amount of money, would you hire yourself? Would you report to your job every day and do the things that your boss asks of you? If you were hired for this job, for this salary, I think most of us would take that job. It's something we enjoy doing anyway. These are the things that we signed up to do, but there's nobody making us do it. So what we're going to focus on is the right mindset. We want to treat our business like a job. We would show up for our boss and show up for another company and do those things that were required of us. But will we show up for ourselves? That's what we have to determine. We're going to set our schedules and we're going to show up. We're going to set our hours that we're going to work every day, and we're going to do it. We're going to track it because we committed to it and because it's our job. And we work for ourselves, and we'll fire ourselves if we need to fire ourselves at the end of the week. And that's the attitude that we need to have. Scheduling is the key. So next week we're going to set a schedule. Everyone's schedule is going to be different. We're talking full-time agents, full-time professional salary. We've got full-time schedule. If you have less than full-time schedule, we'll set our goals for less than full-time salary. But we have to schedule it, we have to make it happen, and we have to show up for what we're scheduled to do. So the question becomes, this is our week. What are we going to put in this week? Everybody's going to get an email that has this schedule template for you, and you could fill in your week. Before Monday, I would like everybody to complete their schedule. If you would like to share it with me, I'd appreciate that. You'd have someone to hold you accountable, and I will, because we're a team, and together we can make this happen. But you are your own boss. You get to set the schedule. You get to set your hours. And if you set your hours for Monday from 10 to 2, and you set your activities that week, then you better show up, because you would have showed up if you were scheduled on McDonald's for 10 to 2. You wouldn't just not come because something else happened, or because you took a phone call, or because, all those things in life that pull us off track. So we're going to learn to be disciplined and showing up for ourselves. Now, what are we going to put on this calendar next week? We're going to mark out for appointments, and this is a neat trick. If we're going to have buyers or have showings, let's go ahead and look at our calendar. We have personal things that we need to mark out too. It's very important that we keep our work and our personal balance in our life. So if you know your kids have a basketball game on Tuesday evening, go ahead and mark that out. You're not going to show a property on Tuesday, but you may be available on Wednesday evening to show a property. So that part at 5 o'clock on Wednesday, from 5 to 7, you may actually mark there that you're available to show property. You might not have a buyer yet, but you've already marked that out. So if you have a buyer call you and they need to see a property, then you're able to tell them, I can show it to you Wednesday at 5 o'clock. If Wednesday at 5 o'clock comes and you don't have a buyer showing, then what you need to do is decide, what are you going to fill in that time instead? It's still a work hour. Maybe you could do a networking event. Maybe you could pop by a client, but that's a proactive time that you have marked in your calendar already. And you already have it marked, you already have it scheduled, so you should do something for yourself in that business, in that time period for your business. So this is what we're going to do next week. Everyone's going to get this calendar and everyone's going to fill it in. At the end of the week, everyone has to send us your verdict, and we'd like to share this as a group. Would you hire yourself? Would you fire yourself based on your schedule and how you showed up next week? Or would you promote yourself? You may have a great week. We want you to share that with us too. So we'll be reaching out through the week to find out how your scheduling's going. But if everybody can get it completed by Monday and email it to me, I'd appreciate it. And we'll be on our way to creating our business and building a strong foundation.